What's up, weekenders? I'm Corbin. Welcome to my channel, and today I got something to make my adventure just a little bit more comfortable, and it's right up here, so let's go check this out. I just want to apologize for the wind. It is extremely windy out here today, so I hope the audio isn't too bad. But we're out here at Lake Mead National Recreation Area. It's a great area to come out, camp, and check out the lake. And I got a new rooftop tent that I want to show you guys today. And I'm also going to stay the night in it for the first time tonight. So let's go check this out. First things first, we need to level out this Bronco so that this tent isn't tilted. So let's do that real quick. Yeah. That should work. All right, we got the tent nice and level. I should be able to sleep in that comfortably tonight. But before I actually show you guys this tent, I just want to say that it's actually a failed private label attempt. So if you see the logos on the tent, you can't actually buy this tent. But you can get a very, very similar tent from Inspired Overland. It's essentially the same tent, probably made in the same factory. So anything you see on this tent, if you like it, go check out Inspired Overland's page or website and check out their tent. But let's jump into it. Let's start off how I have this mounted. All right, so the tent is mounted by some homemade cross rails that I ended up making up. It's made out of stainless steel, pretty thick, so I mean the tent's not gonna go anywhere. Basically I just mounted it to the existing mounting holes on the roll cage. It's not the best solution because it does leave some air gaps at the top, so this is not going to be a waterproof solution. If you live out west, you may get away with this, and that's my goal. So I'm going to run this for a little while like this. Ultimately, I'm probably going to want to come up with a better rack solution, but it'll do for now. It does hold my weight. It's pretty sturdy. It only has a little bit of buffering up at the front of the tent where the wind is hitting it directly on. So that's something that I need to address. Hopefully, you know, a stronger rack in the future will help that. And speaking of the front, the tent actually butts up super nicely with the factory seal, so it's almost like a perfect seal, you know, for, you know, slight rain or whatever on top of the windshield. So that's pretty cool. It is super low. It comes in at just a little over 4 inches. Actually, let me grab a tape measure and we'll measure this thing out real quick. Yeah, so I got the tape measure out here. Realistically, you're looking at 4.5 to 4 3/4 inches tall. As far as rooftop tents go, that is extremely thin, and they get away with that, I believe, just because they're using this tonneau cover like material. It should hold up. I mean, tonneau covers hold up pretty well to the elements, so I would assume that this would, so I have pretty high hopes for that. And let's check the length on it real quick. So realistic length, you're looking at, well, there goes my tape measure, but you're looking at between 81 and 82 inches long and about 51 to 52 inches wide. So not bad, you know, pretty standard as far as clamshell like tents go. So now that we've seen that, let's get this thing opened up. So to open it up, you just got a little buckle on the back and 2 zippers. So we're just gonna unzip these all the way around. And just give it a little push open and it just opens right up. It is on hydraulics, so it will open up on its own. And that's pretty much it. And before I show you guys the inside, it does come with a typical rooftop tent ladder in this actual nice matching bag to the same material that the tent is made out of. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this guy up. Just like that, you got a ladder. And on every side of the tent, there's these little mounts that you can put this little flap of the ladder onto, so it'll hold your ladder in place. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on this side because this side doesn't have the wind. And now you got a nice sturdy ladder to climb up, and looks great. So let's go hop up inside and show you guys what's inside of this tent. Starting off on the outside of the tents, there are these poles, which can be used for the rain fly, or they can be used to hold your tent up sturdy in a windy environment, which today is. So I'm gonna go ahead and use those poles there, and the tent pretty much opens up. So let's get this guy opened up. All right, so I went ahead and opened up two of the sides, the front and one of the sides, so that you guys could see. It was kind of hard to do that while holding a camera. But starting off on the bottom, it does have a moisture barrier along with a aluminum bottom. I believe it's aluminum, so it's not gonna be honeycomb core like some of the higher end tents. So it's not going to have the best insulation. So this I wouldn't probably consider this a all year round tent, but it will be nice for the summertime and maybe those early falls and later spring trips. And moving on to the mattress, it comes in probably at like 1.5 inches. It's not going to be the thickest mattress in a rooftop tent, but this is not a thick rooftop tent. So it is pretty high dense though, and when you do lay on it, it doesn't feel like you're touching the bottom. So it's actually surprisingly comfortable. It comes with like this nice black sheet material already on it that can be unzipped and washed, which is pretty nice. This inside, you have a nice pocket to put all your stuff. You can take this off if you don't like it. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it's gonna really hold much weight because it's kind of flimsy. Oh, just like that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to tie that back up. You also have another pocket up here in front of the doors that you can put some other things. At the door, you have two boot pockets, one on each side, or shoe pocket, whatever you want to call it. And you have another one over here as well. Not bad, like to see that. And each wall has a unzippable bug net and outer layer, which is going to be your waterproof layer. And over on the side of the tent, you do have a nice power pass-through with a little zipper, so that's pretty nice. Not a lot of tents have this feature, so it's nice that this one does. And the little flap should, you know, theoretically keep the water out. All right, so I do want to mention that you can close up some stuff inside of this tent. So like the provided ladder and bag, you can go ahead and throw it up in there with your bedding and pillow or whatever you want to put up in there. And you'll still be able to close the tent and just leave your stuff in there for your trips. So this video wasn't really meant to be like a complete overview video of this tent. I was really just trying to show you guys my new setup for this year before we start going on some epic adventures, and to give you guys my first night review. So I'm gonna go ahead and unpack, set up camp, and enjoy these epic views. And I'll talk to you guys in the morning and give you guys my honest thoughts on my first night in this tent. So let's go enjoy these views. Alright guys, first night in the tent was a pretty good success. Slept like a baby. The only gripe that I do have is that my feet were touching the bottom of the tent, which transferred a lot of cold air into my feet. Made my feet a little bit chilly last night, but not a huge deal. I do come in at about 5'10", 5'11", so I'd say if you're over 6 foot, you may want to consider a little bit larger of a tent. overall, I'm super excited and I can't wait to use it more on adventures, and I think it's going to be a great tent, especially for a tent that comes in, you know, that you can pick up between $1,000 and $1,500. And the best part is it only weighs 85 pounds. So you pretty much mount this tent onto any vehicle and you're not going to have many issues. But hey, if you guys are excited to see more of that tent or more of my Bronco build in general, leave a comment below and let me know. But with that being said, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll check you at the next waypoint.